much money Trump has asked for that has increased from the amount of money that it was a significant amount. I mean, of course, we know that the price can't stay the same each and every year. But we, the people, are on the hook for all this stuff. And
we got to pay for
I just don't understand why the Democrats aren't calling this stuff out. I am so sick and tired of Schumer because all he does is lie. He runs out here and says,
what you got against him?
Huh?
I said, what do you have against him?
Oh, what I have against him? Oh, let me just say a few of them. The last time for the other government shutdown, Schumer came out, oh no, we're gonna stand strong and we're gonna fight. And I but doggone the very next day, he had worked out a deal with the Republicans. Really ticked me off. He's sitting up talking about they're gonna block this and block that. No, you won't. You will sit up and turn. And I think it comes a time that you need some younger people. I think it's time for him to retire. I'm tired of him sitting up and acting like he's really for the people. Because when you're really for the people, you don't do things like that. Personally, I thought the government shutdown was a wonderful thing because the Democrats finally stood their ground. But ultimately, what happened? And I mean, let's not get it twisted. Mm-hmm. Hakeem Jeffries is over here chatting with Mike Johnson. And I mean, I get it. You know, they have to communicate for various reasons. But I wouldn't personally have a whole lot to say to Mike Johnson with the dirty, low-handed things they're doing. Either you believe in what you say in front of the cameras or you don't. Either you care about the taxpayers and the children or you don't.
Well, I asked you a long time ago, did you trust him? I asked you that.
I told you, no, I did not trust him. I told you I did not trust any politician, including Jasmine, that they all are liars. And they are not trustworthy. They are not. I'm just telling you. That's what politics is about. Why do you think the American people don't trust politics? Explain to me that. Why do you think the majority of this country has lost faith in our government? Explain it to me.
And this has been said over 1,000 times, and I get it, and she certainly gets it as well. So, and this is the reason why I say, in my mind, and in my faith, she will find a way to work it out. If not, she'll go to hell or high water to doing so, and then satisfying not everybody, because not everybody's going to be satisfied. Not everybody. But she is going to satisfy the majority of people if she gets selected as Senate. Because check this out. They ain't got nobody else. Who else are you going to select? Who else are you going to select in that state who are going to be beneficial for especially black people? You ain't got nobody else. So you might as well say, listen, Obama didn't work out for me, even though he was president. At least let's try this. At least let's try this Senate seat. And we're talking about a Senate seat, Lisa. A Senate seat. So let's just sit back, relax, and see if she is capable, if she gets picked. We don't even know if she's going to get picked yet. We still got 9 months, 9 months left. And I will be not personally responsible. I will be the responsible one to say, yo, I was advocating for her to get into the Senate seat. I wanted her to be president, yada, 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 yada. But with that being said, Lisa, let me counteract that and ask you, why was it was either your faith or your trust in not Barack Obama, but Kamala Harris? Why did you trust Kamala Harris so much?
Okay, first of all, I never told you I trust her. What I told you was that out of the two running for president, she was the lesser of the two evils. I told you I didn't like either candidate. Neither one of them would have been my choice. But when I look at what I know to be factual and true, instead of me just sitting up not voting, and then we have a mess like we have now, she would not have done anything that Trump has done. We had to have someone. And one thing I do know, she works for the people. One thing I know, Kamala was a senator. She was a senator before she became vice president, and she wasn't a new senator. You asked me about my trust or my faith. Well, a year ago, when I was talking about Jasmine, you weren't saying all this stuff. It's not that I have anything against Jasmine. What I just said to you, all politicians, including her, that has nothing to do with her intent, her desire, and the work she does. Now, every time you post something, I support it, I like it. It's none of those things, because at the end of the day, like I told you, I don't live in Texas. And even though she wants to do all these things, that's great. But she can't do them alone. And she does not represent my state. My main focus is on my state. And in my state, we already have a black senator, a well-known black senator. But I'm not saying that she can't do good. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with her. Like I said, I was advocating for Johnson a year ago.
You said you just don't trust her.
Huh?
You said you don't trust her.
That's not what I said.
You just finished saying you don't trust anybody, including her. That's what you said. I
did not say. I said all politicians.
She's a politician. Isn't she not?
I'm well aware of that. You tell me why you trust her so much, and you just got into her the last several months. I told
you my position already. I said I am willing to weigh the lesser evils. I am willing to say, screw it. When I was younger, in my younger 20s, right? I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Obama twice and didn't get shit from it. But now that I'm older and I'm figuring it out slowly but surely, I said, you know what? Let's see if this is going to work. And we're talking about something as small as a Senate seat. She's only going to be junior senator if she makes it. But everybody's like, she's not going to make it.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because we're having a discussion, like I tell you on the phone, a discussion. You just said, basically, you voted for Obama for various different reasons because you thought that he could do certain things. And I'm asking you, what do you think Jasmine can do for you in Texas and you live in another state? What do you think she can do for you? just one person. She needs allies.
Okay.
What can she do for you in Nevada?
Is it the fact that she is in Texas, or is it just the simple fact that I would love to support a black woman being in that seat, being in that position?
I know you didn't just say that to me. I know you didn't just say that to me because I'm the one encouraged you.
And I did.
So don't sit up here and say because she's a black woman to me, I'm a black woman.
I gave you full credit for that. That's what I said. I gave you full credit. And I completely agreed with you. I was like, that woman needs to be in that seat. Just like the woman in Iowa, she's in position. Now we need her to be in position, correct? So I'm good with
that. Yeah, it's just like the man in Texas that just won the seat. You know, the special election. He just won a seat, which put us one step closer to having control of the House. See, I'm talking about everybody working as a collective. Like I said, I was behind Jasmine last year when people weren't thinking anything about Jasmine. So it's not that I'm against Jasmine or I don't want Jasmine to succeed or I don't support her. It's none of those things. But I'm going to speak what I know to be facts. Politicians, 99.9% of the time, you cannot trust them. Now, is that her? I don't know if that's her because she hasn't made me any promises. I hear what she discusses. I like what she says. But I've been supporting black women. I've been doing this for a long time.
I support black women as well, too.
I didn't just start.
I support black women just as much as I supported Obama for all those years. But again, I was young and a little bit naive, but I was young. And people kept stressing me, you should vote for Obama, vote for Obama. I was like, okay. I wasn't into politics then. I'm into them now because of some influences.
Which is a good thing. And you're doing a great job at it. You know, I'm your number one fan. I am so glad to see you doing what you're doing, and you're doing a great job of it.
But
look how you've grown your channel by what you do.
But here's the thing that we need to know and we need to understand is that we need to draw a line in the sand somewhere and say, do we have just a little bit of faith? I'm not talking about in the placement just in case, because we have 63 in the chat right now. I'm not talking about overthrowing God. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is having faith, just enough faith in this woman to do the right thing, not by people, but by us as well. We don't have a representative, not at all. And I tell people multiple times, if you want to seek that attention, you have to get to her first. Hispanics have no problems getting to her. White females have no problems getting to her. But we just see it as like always like the all lollygag because we haven't learned our lesson the last time when we had Obama in office. So I have to have at least just this one more time. And if she were in position to run for office, it would be the same thing. It would be the same result. If she were to run for office, we would do everything in hell and high water to represent whether we live in Texas or not. You can support Jasmine in one or two ways. And we all know we can support Jasmine in funding her a little bit of money here, funding her a little bit of money there. We can purchase jerseys. We can purchase the shirts, and we can snap a picture, and we can say, hey, why don't you come to our city and have a discussion with us? She's been to multiple cities already. I haven't gotten into her office yet to see if she is capable of coming here in Vegas and speaking. But what would she talk to Vegas about? Voting. That's what she would talk about. Economy. She would talk about voting, the economy, healthcare. She would go through all that type of shit. And that's what we want. But I want people to ask her this specific question. What is your plan? Because it's going to be asked anyway. What is your plan for Black people? What is your plan? Because obviously you have a plan for immigration reform. Obviously you have a plan for the youth, which is excellent, which is totally excellent. We need the youth more than ever because the youth are going to shape this country. The youth are going to shape this country. The youth is going to shape the United States of America. All I'm asking is just to have a little bit of faith. Just this one more time for this little Senate seat, junior Senate seat. That's all I'm saying. I'm with you. I am 1,000% with you, Lisa. I am 100,000%. Yes, I don't trust none of these motherfuckers either. As a matter of fact, I'm the one that told you that before. I'm the one that told you that about Kamala.
So let me ask you this. If, like I said, and I'm going to point it out one last time. A year ago, I had faith in Jasmine. A year ago, you remember, I came up on your panel defending Jasmine. I didn't hear anybody else on your channel doing that but me. So don't fast forward now and act like I need a little faith. I had faith in her and I was into her a year ago. You think Jasmine's the only Black person running for an office that is sitting up trying to do things for Black people? She's not. Do you think there aren't other Black people up in the Senate and in the House, Black women that feel the same way? It's not a question of that. It's not.
Well, I wasn't just speaking specifically to you. I was speaking to other people as well. But I understand.
Okay, let me ask you this. Tell me, Jasmine had District 30, right? Okay, tell me what she did in District 30. Tell me what she did in the committees with District 30. These are the things I look at. I look at the fact if you're running for a Senate seat, it's great to have big aspirations, but let's focus on your Senate seat in Texas first. Then once you win that, then you can worry about the rest of the country. But right now, let's just focus on getting the seat in Texas and what your plans are. That's what, she's talking about. And I understand it. And she has great plans. I like her. All this stuff that people say about her, I'm not with that. I've never said I don't like Jasmine. I've never said I don't support her. But just because you speak and say certain things doesn't mean you don't have faith in a person and their ability. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't even be having this discussion. I know she can do what she can do because what? She's sat up and she's been a prosecutor. She's been a defense attorney. She's been a civil rights attorney. She's been a federal attorney. And she's had her own law firm. So, a person doesn't do all that.
Everybody that Black wastes money. So don't even waste my time with that bullshit. Everybody Black always wastes money. Kill Kirkpatrick wasted money when he was mayor. Big fucking whoop. All right, it's time for you to change your points of view. Don't come in here with that bullshit. Baby, she wasted a lot of money. Wasted a lot of money on what? What?
That's what I'd like to know. How do they know? Oh, let me ask you this, Locke. The person that's saying that, do they think she wasted money on the bulletproof press? Is that the things they're saying? Because I don't hear anybody talking about that. I don't hear anybody talking about all the death threats. I don't see anybody. We just had a congresswoman that a person in the crowd at a town hall jumped up and sprayed liquid on her, and later was found out it was vinegar. So I'm trying to understand, what is it that she wastes money on?
It was a hoax.
Where's your
It was a hoax.
I want the person that's saying that where their receipt. Huh?
It was a hoax. It was staged. It was fake. It was all fake.
Right. That's what Trump would want you to believe. You know, did you see her when if it was staged, she was about to punch that person. She was about to get down. But of course, Trump always is going to say something derogatory about someone that's respectable, someone that has honor, someone that is truthful, someone that is trying to make a difference.
Any voting decisions, as she can't make any major decisions because she's a junior congresswoman, but she did vote on some shit. Duh. But now you're expecting a whole lot because she is running for something that she had just announced a month and a half ago. Some of these people are lame, dog. But if it was your favorite freaking preacher, if it was your favorite freaking preacher, you vote on them, right?
Like you said, now here we go with somebody talking out the side of their neck, talking about that they believe it was staged. Exactly what did she benefit, or she would have benefited from having somebody walk up there, spray her with a liquid? And if you go back and look at the coverage of it, the video of it, you will see her walk from behind the podium, ball her fist up, and pull her hand back like she was about to get down. Most people, I didn't see Trump trying to do anything. We want to talk about stage stuff. I think it's ironic that we had all these attempts on Trump's life, and ironically, they were at a time when he was losing. Every time this happened, he wasn't doing so good. It's just like what's going on now with him taking the president and doing this other stuff. It was to divert attention away from the Epstein files. We all know that. Yeah. But I understand his supporters want to deny these things. Yeah. I understand his supporters don't like the truth because Donald Trump doesn't know what the truth is.
He doesn't care for the truth. And all it is he cares about money, which his 80-year-old ass is not going to have it for very long, and you can't take it with you.
Well, I mean, come on, Locke.
You can't take the money.
We know. No. But we know what he's done to this economy. People sit up and they rally behind him. The things that he does, they're not patriotic. What he's done, he's fired people from good jobs that people worked, and those people have bills. They have car notes. They have children.
Yeah,
our economy, the deficit is off the chain.
You stand for a murderer. You stand for a rapist. You stand for a criminal. Period. That's what you stand for. As a matter of fact, Trump
has the biggest corrupt job of them all.
Which is? Go ahead and say
being elected convicted felon. That's a thief,
30,
a liar,
30, 34,
a sex
34 times.
charge rapist. I don't understand people who support a man that rapes women.
I don't understand a man who beats on a little girl. You fucking Nazis are pathetic, dude. I do not understand a grown ass 60-year-old man beating up on a 14-year-old girl. Explain to me that. Tell me that. Tell me. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you what he said about his own daughter?
I was getting ready to say that on Howard Stern. He's sitting up talking about her body like another man would. I don't know any fathers that I know that are sitting up lusting after their daughter, talking about how beautiful their body is, how sick and twisted. But you know, the people who believe in him, they're probably just as sick and twisted as he is, because otherwise, how could you support that? Like I said, when we talk about the economy, groceries haven't come down. He set up and alienated our allies that we get all these things like our metal from Canada. All these things go up. Prices of Frigidaires, washers, and dryers. He hasn't done anything. I want these people to tell me what he done for them, because I know he hasn't done anything for me.
Hell no, I don't.
All I don't support that tell lies, cheat.
No, hell no, I don't support that racist son of a bitch. I don't support none of them racist bastards. Anyone who wants to take the Hollywood route and say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Bitch, if you don't get your stealing reparation ass out of my motherfucking face. Cause you know his family was responsible for doing all that shit, right?
Well, look at what Kushner's doing. His son-in-law has that crypto stuff that he says he knows nothing about, billion-dollar business. Look at the man that Trump just pardoned with the crypto that's enriched his life. Look at when he's sitting up, blowing up ships, talking about he's all about trafficking drugs, but yet he pardons a big drug kingpin. Make it make sense. We all know
y'all sick. Y'all some fucking sick puppy, dog. For real. Y'all some sick. Y'all are fucking sick, dude. Y'all are fucking sick. Y'all, this is not even funny anymore, dude. Y'all are fucking some sick people. Hold on, you accept this? Listen, do you know where I was before? Where was I before?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to look for the fuck, I lost it. And by the way, Officer Tatum, fuck you. Please,
what a sellout.
I want you to come to my hometown. I will beat the piss out you, boy. Just because you 6'2", 250 pounds, that don't mean shit to me, boy. You will get manhandled just like them white boys will get manhandled. Fucking pussy. And you tell them I said that shit. Come to fucking Las Vegas. Come to Vegas. Handle a black man. A real man. Stupid ass mother. I can't find it, Lisa.
But you know what? I can't see everything you're saying. I don't know. I don't even see Barb anymore.
She's in the chat. Where did it go?
Well, a little while ago, I was in the other chat. You know, the link you sent me? I went on that, but I was in the other chat.
All right. I found it.
I was way over there. Now I've come over here. I'm limited.
I found it. I found it. I found it. Because I just had to look. I just looked it up.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I would think
Shut your bitch ass up, boy.
with history being the way it is, violence doesn't solve anything. People talking about come after me. Why don't you do something constructive? Why don't you really look at what's going on in this country instead of being in denial? Some people, they don't have
pussies and they want attention.
Hmm?
Some people are pussies and they want attention.
Yeah. Sad.
Anybody would sell your race out for some crumbs or something. Obviously.
That's what I was going to say. Trump's the only one that is sold out. I mean, he does some of the craziest things. He took the Rose Garden and put cement over it and put chairs out there and umbrellas like you're at the local doggone wing spot. How cheap.
Rose Garden.
How distasteful.
And she told one of the...
Oh, okay. Now that I found it. Okay. Now that I found this
Got it?
Yeah, I got it. Now that I found the shit. No, I hate people who ultimately sell out their race for the seat at the table. They don't like you, dude. They never liked you for the whole Charlie Kirk situation. And again, I told you before, I don't know shit about no goddamn Charlie Kirk. But obviously, people were beating off on Charlie Kirk. This nigga.
Well, I wonder why they're not talking about how his wife is bouncing around now. Looks like she's having a good time.
Yeah, with some other dick. I get it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's predictable. That's fucking predictable.
Mm-hmm. You know what? It doesn't make sense to me. I wonder why people try to perpetuate all this negativity about Black fathers. What I know,
right.
Everyone I know comes from a 2-family home. Their father works a job. Their father takes care of them. They're not on the streets. They have vehicles. They have nice houses. But we don't talk about how all the other people are, how all the white people are. Let's talk about them.
Hold on.
They're pitiful because most of them need Trump to tell them how to think. They don't know how to think for themselves. They don't know how to go do research and see, is this actual factual or is this person just telling me this and I'm going to accept it?
Yeah, it's J.D. Vance's wife now. Hold on. For the sick puppies in here. Hold on. I got something for the sick puppies in this motherfucker.
Maybe you're just erasing a line. You think we won't notice it, but that line is worth noticing. So there are 3 million more pages that are yet to be released. They're claiming that the DOJ is saying, no, we released everything, we're done. We've now fulfilled our obligation. And Ro Khanna and others are saying, no, you haven't. You need to release the rest of the files. And they're claiming they don't have anything else to release. So what we have is what we have. But let me just show you the documents that they deleted.
Let me explain a couple of things to you, Candace. This is why independence is important. Because of the simple fact that the left and the right are going to have been bickering with each other for years, but you get the same result each time, which is absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. You gets nothing. But the one true person, or persons, I should say, the one true persons that can do it all and they can get it all are you. Your communities, what you do in your communities. What you do for yourself, do for self. People forget spiritually what do for self really actually means. And then when they do see it, they're gonna say, oh, so this is an actually good looking neighborhood, right? And then the money starts pouring in. The support starts pouring in. Schools get built. Programs get restarted. We need to restart some specific programs for the youth. But ultimately, that doesn't happen because of the funding. The funding always runs out. For some odd strange reason, the funding always fucking runs out, right? And this is the reason why you get poverty. And this is the reason why you get so many people committing crimes. Crimes here, crimes there. You want to get rid of illegal immigrants so bad? Start showing these people that you have the capability of creating your own fucking jobs. And you won't have to worry about illegal immigrants. You won't have to worry about them taking up your jobs. But only white people have issues with illegal immigrants. I don't remember having an illegal immigrant or legal or illegal saying that, controlling me getting up every morning and getting the fucking job. I got up off my ass and got up to work and got that paper and hustled my ass off. I got a wife and 2 kids, motherfucker. Do you think I have time to play? Y'all be playing for real. Oh.
Deleted because we have them. Now, be forewarned, I'm going to read some of these to you, and they are not good. This is not good. Some of the things that are the accusations in here. One accusation reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was alleged she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend said she was all.
And y'all Trump supporters, y'all are sick. Y'all are very sick. This is some sick shit right here. The government protects. Tell me if I'm wrong, Lisa. Does the government protect billionaires?
Yes.
I rest my case.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. When I see people, you know how I feel on immigration. I'm not okay with certain things. I feel like you need to do the process to become legal. I don't feel like it's fair to all the rest of the people who have to follow the process to come to this country. All the others have to do it. So why are there certain ones that are special? But on the other hand, do you know how much the illegals contribute to our economy?
A lot.
And
more like 7
undocumented immigrants.
1.7 million.
No. $89.8 billion in federal state taxes that were withheld. $299 billion. I rest my case. So, you know,
a point for Lisa.
They contribute a hell of a lot to be illegal.
I concede she is one. She is one. That's facts. That is facts. But yet, it's a problem, right? And you have no particular problems going after people who are doing better than you. I get it. I get it. And let me not get started on our people. Do not let me get started on our people. I ain't got the time. I ain't got the time. I ain't got the patience. I just don't. You know, there are still some land. I don't know how much land, but there is still some land to be bought out here. But the thing about it is, we don't want to contribute to shit. Why? Because of Dr. Umar. Oh, you didn't think I was going to say that, did you? You didn't think I was going to say that?
Hey. God damn, this look terrible.
You know, I'm trying
this nigga Trump, God damn.
What I'm trying to understand is that this is supposed to be about illegal immigrants, but yet ICE is not at the border. Why is ICE not at the border? There's not a border right there for them to patrol. Why is it that people will support a man that's okay for American citizens to be attacked and shot? There are a lot of people who are viciously being attacked. If you're so proud of who you vote for and what you do, why do you wear a mask? Why are you ashamed to let people know who you are, since you do such an upstanding job and you have so much respectability? Well, you have so much discord that people all over this country are not only talking about getting rid of ICE, getting rid of Trump too, because some people can think for themselves. Even MAGA people are saying, okay, this is too much. Trump is doing too much. There are people that have voted for Trump that are sitting up stating, you know, I voted for him, but I didn't sign up. Candace Owens is one of them. I didn't vote for all this. I voted for him, but I didn't vote for all this. You have a lot. You have those in Congress that are starting to wake up and smell the coffee. When we elect people to look out for our best interests, not to look out for their interests, the billionaires. Not look out for someone that had to borrow money to pay Jeannie Carroll. He didn't even have the money, and they had to add all this interest on. It had to get to the level where we need to liquidate your assets. But yet people can sit up here and support someone that does something like that. Someone that lies and say, oh, well, you know, I don't mess with Epstein and this. But here are all these pictures. Matter of fact, not only with you, here's your wife. Not only with him. How about Pam Bundy's right there? These people are okay with the criminals, but yet they try to talk about all the rest of the people that are criminals, and they are the biggest criminals of all. All these people, Pam Bundy, Hesseth, Kennedy, all of them, Christy Nome, Kash Patel, Tom Holman. These are the people that you look up to. These are the people that you think what they do is okay. Are you okay with sitting up and your tax dollars are just being thrown away? Christy Nunn got a blank check and bought 2 planes to fly her around the country. You're okay with your tax dollars being spent like that. You're okay with the Defense Department, him wanting to increase it to $1.1 trillion. And like I said earlier, the deficit is off the chain. The deficit has never been as high as it is now in history. And Trump just keeps running it up and running it up. But his so-called supporters supporters, they don't see anything wrong with that. They're okay with that. They're okay with him not being a moralistic person, with him not having a moral compass. He's okay with people taking food out of children's mouths. There's no need to do any of that, because where's all the money? For all this so-called fraud, where's all the money at? I don't hear anybody talking about that.
Good.
What has Trump done with all that money?
Good question. If it was
it's just
fraud,
a year.
Then where did all that money go?
Yes. You tell me this. It's a piss poor.
And inflation is still. Inflation is still.
It's
high.
a piss poor, sorry piece of shit that would sit up and cut 80,000 jobs from the VA. Our vets have served this country. Some of them have lost limbs. Some of them have lost their minds. And you Trump supporters, you support that because he stands for that. Our soldiers fight for you to sit here on your ass and feel safe.
What stimulus? Ain't nobody gonna get no damn stimulus.
You're okay with that.
Where you gonna get the money from? You got a dude in here talking about a stimulus pay. Where you gonna get the money from? Where you gonna get the money from?
It looks like
was it 5,000?
They're the ones worried about a stimulus check. We're not even thinking about a stimulus check, but they are. So they're counting on Trump to get them a stimulus check, because nobody on this panel is thinking about stimulus. The only thing Trump is going to stimulate is stealing, raping, and lying.
That's a good combination from him. But people often will say, is like, as long as we tax on tips, as long as I'm doing good and getting taxes back under Trump, what he does to my daughter, what he does to me has no significance. This is as long as the economy keeps going. We are better under him than we were better under Biden.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of crackhead mindset is that?
Well, I think that people who think that I'm an angry biddy, I think that because they have no valid argument and they're too stupid to understand how Trump is using them and programming their mind, I can understand how they could think that I'm angry. Because at the end of the day, I give less than a fuck about what you think. You don't pay my bill. You don't own my house.
Listen. When it comes to people and their families and them having to deal with what's going on today, let it happen. And I want people, when it does happen to you, and quite frankly, it just might happen to you because he was in Florida. Not only was he in, not Florida, not only was he in Maine, and they're still remaining in Minnesota, they were in Carolina. What makes you think they won't come to a country that isn't red or blue? Mind you, we're purple. So there ain't no touching. Ain't no touching me. And even if I wasn't purple, I would love for them to come to my state. I would love for them to come. But we will pick. But there's a thing called fight and flee. I ain't fleeing for no motherfucking body. If you do what you did to that little boy, ain't no fleeing. The boy did not deserve to get what he got. Nor did his father. You're just there to succeed a check. Let's just keep it a buck. Each and every single person that you grab and detain, That's a check. You fucking idiots. That's a fucking check. That is a check in their pocket, not yours. They're getting paid for every illegal immigrant that they snatch up. They're getting paid. Trump is getting paid. His people are getting paid for every single illegal immigrant that they get.
Wrong. There's something wrong with someone that is okay with 5-year-old children and other children being attacked, going to school, being snatched from their parents, children that have cancer you put out this country. I understand that some people don't have a heart. They have no compassion. You know, I don't agree with everything that's going on with immigration. I don't feel like they have to do the tactics and do what they're doing in the way that they're doing it.
All right, Barb. See you later. Okay, paying themselves. Jazzy. Question. If I were to cut in half Medicaid and Medicare, if I were to cut in half SNAP benefits, if I were to cut in half pretty much all, anything that makes money, Jazz, anything that makes money, where is that money going? Now, don't forget. Don't forget. Now, if it was Obama, they would have raided him. They would have raided his house. They would have harassed his children at that time when they were younger. Where would that money go? Where did that money go? Oh, it went in the hands of his partners. His partners happened to be his two sons. Some people forget that Fred was a sumbitch. Fred Trump was a sumbitch. Newsom or John.
And actually, you know, while we're talking about immigrants, Trump's wife is an immigrant. I mean, she came here and never left. When we're talking about immigrants, let's talk about Trump's family line. It's not as pure as people think. You know, like I said, we have people that support Trump and what Trump is doing to our vets. When wars break out, these are the people who protect us. And you can sit up and support a man that says, you know what, I don't care about you protecting this country. I don't care about you putting your life on the line so I can sit at home and feel safe with my family or by myself or whomever. You're okay with that type of stuff.
Yes, you
and are. I don't understand that.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I mean, you know, people like to sit up and throw stones about Biden pardoning his son. But you know what? I would rather he pardon his son than for somebody to pardon someone from January 6th and now they've been caught with child pornography. You support someone like that. One of the people that was pardoned has been caught with child pornography. Not only is he a pervert, a lot of the people who
Lisa, pornography. Corn. You gotta say corn.
Oh yeah, forgot.
Y'all still some sick ass puppies.
Damn. Holy crabola.
Also abused by Epstein. And the response, so these are complaints, and then in the next column is response, and then criminal history is on the right-hand side. Now, they've redacted all the criminal history. I'm not sure who's the criminal history? Who are they talking about? The criminal history of the perpetrator or the victim? Unclear. The response to that was spoke with caller who identified lead was sent to Washington office to conduct interview. Okay, but what happened with that? We don't know. Here's another one. At age 16, while modeling, caller attended 8 parties at Epstein's New York residence. On one occasion, caller reported that she was sexually assaulted by Epstein. On another occasion, 2 twin brothers, Alan and Orrin, lured caller and her friend upstairs, but they escaped back downstairs. Caller stated Orrin raped her best friend, and a third brother, Tall, raped a 14-year-old girl named Redacted.
Huh?
I said I'm not getting ready to be nice anymore. I'm not. I'm not putting up with it. I've been nice this whole street.
Uh-oh. Sniper alert. What's going on?
Like I said, I'm not going to be nice anymore because I don't have to be. If you are going to be disrespectful, leave now.
Oh.
Now, I respect your opinion and how you feel, and you will respect me, or you will leave voluntarily, or I will help you leave.
I done told you.
Now.
I done told you about that. I done told you. Cuts are often used to fund other priorities and but how is it going to ever doing that with jazz? How is that end up becoming when you're just taking that and giving it to your buddies, your elitist buddies? You have to pay them off. You have to pay the Qatars, not the Qatar, the Khazars. You have to pay the Khazars because they have you in their back pockets, just like Bill Gates. Even Bill Gates was framed, and good for him too. You take his punk ass back there. Oh, she's shooting. She is shooting.
Wasn't me.
Huh?
That wasn't me.
Oh, my bad. All right, cool.
See?
Somebody itchy on the trigger finger already.
Caller named other individuals involved big orgy parties with her, other young girls, and older Victoria's Secret models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. Online complaint reported she was a victim and witness to a sex trafficking ring at the Trump golf course in Rancho Palos Verdes, California.
Whoa! You see why this fool was trying? You see why Maduro got snatched up the same night the deadline came out? He didn't want you to see this shit. And honestly, they had to release these now, but they were supposed to have attacked Iran last night. These were supposed to have come out the same time they attacked Iran. Like, we're supposed to be in a war with Iran. Well, not we, but America, United States, the corporation, is supposed to be in a war with Iran right now. But they had to pull back because they weren't ready to go to war with Iran, because Iran would have smacked them. If they'd attacked Iran that day when they wanted to last week, they wanted to attack Iran last week. And because they weren't in position and they didn't have the artillery there in position yet, they still won't have enough. Iran has been preparing for a war with America for like 30, 40 years.
You say that, but we are still in a, well, put it this way. If it's to create space, how come that wasn't done under George Bush? How come none of that was done under George Bush Jr. or George Senior? Excuse me, Senior then Junior. My bad, Senior then Junior, or is it Junior then Senior? Whatever comes first. Why was it not done under those two imbeciles? Which I would argue that George Bush Senior was more of a president than anybody else. Do not ask me why. I will tell you later. Why wasn't it not done under Clinton? Why wasn't it not done under Biden? And fucking Trump wasn't going to do it. Trump was not going to do it his first term. And he ain't going to do it his second term. It's going to go to his back pocket. Tell me why his son, one of his son, I think his youngest son, owns a cyber company. What was it?
You're talking about his son-in-law.
His son-in-law
I believe
owns
it's
a cyber.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, but what's it called? Cybersecurity. Cybersecurity. It was Junior. Why would
And I
does he
believe
own a
it's $1 billion
cybersecurity job when he doesn't even know about cybersecurity?
Right.
Make that make sense. You're gonna put me in the position where I know zero, but yet that company makes over millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Understand where some of this shit is coming from. Salute. Understand where some of this shit is coming from. If I were to cut your funding to Medicare, cut your funding to Medicaid, cut your funding to SNAP benefits, not only is it taking away from people who do need it, but you're taking away from those kids who are dependent upon the SNAP benefits, who need to be fed in schools. You know why you take that away from them and you don't want to feed in schools? Because you don't want them to be competitive when it comes to getting those jobs. They need nourishments. They need the type of nourishments in their bodies so they can fuel up and they can get smart and they can be educated. But yet you want to take away education. You want to take away the education. That's Linda McMahon. You want to take away the education because you fear that white folks aren't getting the type of education that the blacks and the browns aren't getting. So therefore, you're telling them that in order for to get this education, you have to pay for it. Which I don't mind because my children are already in school already and damn, they're about to graduate. But in terms of the kids who don't have the funds to put them in private schools, that's some bullshit. We're talking
But
about,
once again, where are the funds for all these programs that they're cutting? Some children, the only meal they get is at school.
We're cooked.
They're cutting those things as well. These people that support Trump, well, if you are working, you're paying into the system, into Medicare.
Thank you.
So it's not a handout. You've earned that. I've worked. It's mine. It's not a handout. You take that out of my pay. And so how are you sitting up going to tell me now I'm not entitled to it? You can't sit up here and come with the numbers and actual proof. You really can't. When you sit up and you think about why is it they don't want Jack Smith to testify and it be televised? Why is it that they are so threatened by what Black people do? They always have to tear Black people down. They are, especially the Black man.
They do.
You know, like I said, I don't know any single mothers. I know people that are married, not just shacking up, that are married raising their children. And I know I've heard of people that nowadays more men are raising their children, are becoming single fathers. Look at all the Black women that are going to college. You know, they always like to holler somebody's lazy, but we know who's lazy. We don't sit up and expect people to say, well, you know what? You're no good. You're not this. You're not that. Well, a lot of us have graduated. A lot of us have college degrees.
Mm.
A lot of us sit up and advocate for what we believe in. I'm not saying either side of the aisle is good because they're both equally as bad. Mm. I don't care which side it is, but people only recognize what the Democrats do. They're not. I've not seen one person in this chat talk about all the money that Trump has gotten and spent in a year's time. Now, when a Democrat gets in office, they'll sit up and blame the Democrat for the economy. They'll blame the Democrat for the deficit. The things that Trump said, he only pardoned these people. He only did one thing. He didn't do all the things that he said he was going to do on day one. I don't see him sitting up caring about how people are having problems buying groceries, paying their rent. You're sitting up, now you have to pay, people are having to pay all this money for medical care. All these things that Trump has decreased. And for what real reason? It's not to help people in this country. It's to tear them down. Why would you have people that are shooting people in the face, shooting gas, all because they choose to exercise their right to peacefully protest? We don't like a lot of things we hear. But that doesn't mean.
And by the way, before I forget,
there's not accountability.
Before I forget, if you want to go ahead and support his GoFundMe, you can. Otherwise, you might get a visit by ICE if you don't support his GoFundMe or whatever that thing was. Just stay. If you're a MAGA fan, you might want to go ahead and support his GoFundMe. Just saying.
But you have a lot of MAGA people that have woke up and smelled the coffee. They realize that Trump isn't for them. The things that he's doing, I know the farmers didn't think Trump was talking about them. I don't hear anybody talking about that extra money Biden gave to the farmers. Yes, there was money allocated every year for the farmers, where a lot of the farmers, what they would do, because they knew that the money was guaranteed, they would go ahead and spend their bill money to buy their feed and various different things like that. So when Trump came along, he cut that out. The farmers didn't think that Trump would turn against them. A lot of people didn't think so. Mm-hmm. A lot of these things he's doing, they don't just affect Black people. They don't just affect tall people, short people. They affect a lot of people, most people, one way or another.
It's definitely affecting them farmers. Those particular ones that I don't feel sorry for, it's affecting them too. It's affecting your farm. So those people that you, especially when those people that you sent away that was doing the work for you, now those people gone, you're going to have to put in some work. And you're going to have to pay out of pocket extra, because that's how tariffs work. That's just how tariffs work.
And for people that don't understand and really see what's going on, it's everywhere. It's not just one state. It's not just one city. It's not just one town hall. You have people holding their elected officials accountable. Constituents are starting to say, okay, wait a minute. Hold up. You have people that their voice is speaking because they're voting, including MAGA people. All these elections that have happened in the last 9 months, how many have flipped blue? Wonder why they're flipping blue. Why is it that Trump is sitting up alienating us from all our allies? NATO has went and had a special meeting that they decided to start cutting the United States out of things because of the actions that Trump was talking about he was going to take on Greenland. I mean, who do you think you are? You decide you want to up and buy something, you think you should be able to buy it, or you're going to take it by force. You claim you were the president of peace, and you sat up and done everything except have peace.
Hold on. I think Nicki Minaj would wants to say something.
I can't hear
Hello.
you.
Oh damn!
Well,
I almost forgot. Oh, did I? Oh, I hate when that shit happens. I do hate when that shit happens. Hold on, because I think like I said, Nicki Minaj wants to say a little something. Her number one. She wants to say something about her number one fan.
I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's number one fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
Wait, what's wrong with her wig?
Amen.
What the fuck is
going to work. Okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
I've never seen somebody sell out so fucking bad in my life. But you expect it. Oh, Gates is in deep water. But I'm concerned for that bastard even more. What fucking she was like, oh my God. All I gotta do is just get my brother, who was a sex offender, out of jail. And gave her a gold car. Am I muted? Hold on. Am I muted? Damn it, I'm muted again. God dang it. Am I muted again? Hold on. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Now,
God dang it.
all of that you said, could not hear it.
Oh, because I keep saying muted. All right. Well, they're her number one fan. You can be a number one fan. You can be a number one fan over there. And once he
what I don't
rid
understand,
of you,
how is it that she can't see that Trump's a bully? Because that's all he does. That's why you have senators and representatives that are stating high level, are stating, you know what? Trump doesn't treat us right, and we're sick and tired of it. We're going to go ahead and retire and leave him with this mess. Right now, Trump is so afraid of that impeachment, and it's coming. Mark my words, it is coming. Christy, no, you're going to be charged with those 3 articles of impeachment. It is not right for her and Trump to come out and call people terrorists. That's not called for. Anybody who has seen these videos, you have to say, wait a minute, they didn't have to shoot this man 9-10 times.
Nope.
It doesn't take that many.
Nope.
And you guys, those are murderers. They're murderers. And that's what you condone. You condone a person that assaults children and women, that is a convicted felon. I don't understand that. How can a convicted felon run for president? How can they even be on the ballot when you take an oath to be a law-abiding citizen? How can that be on the ballot when you...
Beats the hell out of me.
Well,
Beats the hell out of me. But
some people have to be made. Some people have to be made into believers. And something else I've noticed that when a Republican gets in office, just like Bush did, Bush left Obama with a hot mess, all kinds of mess. And Obama came back, cleaned that stuff up. The economy was doing good. Job market was looking good. And what? Who came along and took credit for that? And anybody that can think for themselves has to know, wait a minute, he just got in office. So how in the world could he have done any of this? He certainly didn't get bin Laden. He didn't do anything, but he loves to take credit for things that other people do. When I see Trump and he continues to do these things, well, there is a higher power, and his health is not doing too good. All this money that he's making and he's stacking up, a U-Haul truck does not go to the graveyard. Not any of it. Not one bit will go with him. Not one bit of his money can buy time or youth and health. Look at his feet, looking like elephants, hand all bruised up. I mean, what's really going on? Running to the hospital?
Well, according to him, he's in good shape because he checks himself every single week, which I don't know why you would check yourself every single week, but...
And you know what? The law says a president isn't supposed to benefit by being president. $136 billion, that's how much he's gotten in a year. But he breaks all the rules and he still gets support from people. I don't,
the way that it's looking right now, it's in 3 years, it's not going to be looking the same. Things are going to be a hell of a lot different, and you just don't say things and expect things to just. You don't take away certain things. You don't take away the ability to have a child get something to eat when you know he is dependent upon you. He is dependent upon the system so they can give him something to eat. You don't take away certain things. As a matter of fact, you would be so kind as to add on. Since you want to talk about gas prices, but what does gas have to do with me when I need something to eat and I go to the grocery store and milk is damn near $7? Damn near $7. This isn't Hawaii. Bread, if you had that right loaf of bread used to be like $1. Now it's $3. Unless they have a special, but every city and every state is different. Maybe you could go into that maybe you have a grocery store that treats it as if things are cheaper. But let me ask you a question. I mean, how much do you averagely spend at the goddamn grocery store? I mean, there was a time when you filled up your cart and your cart was $100 worth of food. Now it's $200. Sometimes $300 because the quality of meat, because of the tariffs, the quality of meat has to be good. Oh, and speaking of meats, don't want to gross anybody out, but you remember the COVID virus or whatever we used to have, or we still have it, by the way, I don't know. I got affected by it twice. You know, Hey, Lisa, what is the WHO? What is the prefix for WHO? Do you know? It has something to do
I
with
don't,
healthcare.
but I will find out.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. People think that
Wait. This is important. This is important. This is breaking news. This is breaking news. Trump got the U.S. pulled out, I believe, pulled out of Africa, right? Pulled out of Africa.
mm,
So they no longer are WHO. I got to figure that shit out. But suddenly, there's a new virus that's out. And this one potentially, allegedly, is stronger than COVID-19. Guess where it started at? I'll give you a hint. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's World Health Organization. Thank you. Thank you very much. Guess where it started? Guess where this virus started? I'll give you a hint. It ain't China this time. It's in India.
well, you know, speaking of India, a lot of the other countries, like Canada and other NATO countries, they're taking their businesses to India. Why Trump thinks these tariffs are going to bring companies back here. No, that's not what happened. Companies like Lamborghini and Mercedes, all these things are going to India because people are sick and tired of Trump. People that sit up here and that feel like, oh, the Democrats just want Trump to funnel money. There'll be no money left because the Democrats have sat up and siphoned it all off. I don't hear anybody sitting up here talking about, let's just see, the big, beautiful bill, 1.1 trillion. He wants for the Department of Defense. Right now, he's asking for more money. He's spending all this money doing all these things. And not one Republican is sitting up saying, you know what, he sure is spending a lot of money. I thought it was the Democrats that did all the spending. At least the Democrats try to help people. They don't try to tear them down. Why is it that you would want the people who voted you into office to have a hard time, to not be able to do the best that they can do by the country and themselves? You know, when you look at how things have went down since Trump is out, there's not one thing that has went up in this country that benefits the American people on a whole. I'm not talking about that 1%. I don't see anything he's doing to help any of us. Instead, like I said, he's a bully. He likes to run around, threaten people. What is this? If you don't sell it to me, I'm going to take it. Oh, I know, it's our oil anyway. Come on, big oil companies. Let's go over here since we went and taken their president.
Oil companies are known to be running on electric.
Matter of fact, let me send Marco Rubio, which is a joke, and himself over here.
Marco Rubio? Not yes. Marco Rubio?
Yes.
And did you know, I did not know that Ted Cruz. Who? Is it Ted
Cruz?
I did not know Ted Cruz was Hispanic.
Yes. Yes.
Who's his partner again? So you have an Hispanic, and Marco Rubio. You have an Hispanic, and you have a goddamn Latin, whatever the fuck he is. I can't even think right now. But then
Well,
you have,
you know-
hold on. Then you have Nick Fuentes, a Mexican American. Oh, he's Cuban. Okay, cool. You have a Mexican American who hates himself.
Somebody's asking a question in the chat.
What?
One of the people you're missing. Well, yeah,
Oh,
they're asking. You see it?
Yeah. Who
Who
do
y'all think should be locked up?
Everybody. Every fucking body.
There's Hesep. The Hesep is missing here.
The what now?
Hesep. You know Hesep, the one that had the reporter on the conference call that leaked the information about us flying and bombing some people. You know Hesep, the one that's drunk. The one that's always screwing up. That that needs to be over there with Pam Bundy. That needs to be over there with all of them, because each and every one of them, the amount of money each one of those places, each one have gotten. I mean, tell me why Trump would give Kristi Noem a blank check. A blank check. And then they talk about what Democrats spent. A blank check? Are you serious?
What did Obama do other than ignore us for so long? Absolutely nothing.
Right. Like you said, they would put Obama under the jail.
Yeah, they would.
I'm going to tell you something else. A lot of people talk about the 25th Amendment. Yeah, to remove Trump from office. And I'm going to be very honest. The decisions that he's making, he doesn't seem to be competent. They're not good decisions. They're not logical decisions. They're not decisions that someone of sound mind should be doing. But, the American people and Congress, they have another way to handle this.
Yeah.
Article 2, Section 2 would remove Trump from office. It will remove the vice president and all his cabinet. Because if you remove Trump from office, J.D. Vance just takes over, and he's just as bad, if not worse.
Oh, wait. Hold on. You might have something here. Hold on. It's not breaking news, but I'm going to break the news. God dang. But y'all might want to be careful with food you eat. Just make sure. Just make sure to protect yourselves this time. And wash your freaking hands. Just stay in the fact.
People should be doing that anyway.
Not everybody washes their
How
hands.
nasty if they're not doing that.
No.
That's really nasty.
Not everybody washes their hands.
Years. So these niggas, they've been ready in these files.
I haven't heard in these Epstein files before. Maybe you have, but I haven't heard Robin Leach named. Here's another one. Sorry, these are very graphic and terrible, but this is what the DOJ released and then deleted. Complainant reported his ex-girlfriends redacted were victims of Epstein's.
Why would they release it and then delete it if it ain't real? First off, there's way too many corroborating stories. You talking about 3 million files, and all of them talking about him did some fuck shit. We already seen the big brother, ball guard, the goat, the throat goat. We seen that. We seen what happened to the damn limo driver shit, who they supposedly took down. Him and Epstein took down, and she was gonna go tell somebody, and apparently. She met Grit. I was about to give you some spoilers. Cash App or the super chat that was Trump made
Vaginas by entering a finger.
What the fuck? Said they both alike.
I want I want hot shot did. No, I was playing. If y'all ain't see Mark for Death, screw you. But anyway, I want people to hear this and hear this good. To all these goddamn Trump supporters, I'm going to pull a Dean Withers. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. For the people in the chat, those who are Trump supporters, if I play this and you are still a Trump supporter, you either cash at me $10.
I know what you're getting ready to play.
Or get the hell out my chat. No. I'm not going to play that. No, I'm not going to play that. No, I'm not going to play that. Like I said, if you're still some Trump supporters by the time I'm finished playing this, either pay me $10 or get the hell out of my chat.
They think about sex a lot. Why in the hell would you say that about your daughter? Yeah, you tripping.
That's not it. No, it's not it. It's not it. Listen.
Shalon Mitchell, appreciate you.
That's not
And
it.
Lawrence Lee, thank you guys. Oops, where we at? We're at 47 bucks for today. Thank you guys. Oops, where we at?
The children's vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children, and the guests were elder men and vaginas by entering a finger in the murder and disposal of her newborn daughter. Complainant reported Donald Trump participated regularly in paying money to force her to perform sex acts with him, and alleged Trump was present when her uncle murdered her newborn child. Here's another one. Donald Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children, and the guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children. Here's another one. Donald Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children, and the guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. We were taken in rooms, forced to give oral sex to Donald Trump, forced to allow them to penetrate us. I was 13 years old when Donald Trump raped me. Ghislaine Maxwell was also present.
Yo.
That's some sick shit. That is some sick ass shit. I don't even know what to say after that.
Well, what do you think about all those top podcasters that are turning against Trump? That's what I'm saying. All the people that are still standing by Trump, they don't realize the ship is sinking.
You talking about
You
Joe
remember,
Rogan?
even Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Remember, I was talking to you about it and telling you about it. You went and pulled it up.
Yeah.
And these aren't just, these are people with humongous amount of followers and subscribers. They're not, big time, that are like, you know what? He's doing too much.
Way too much. Way too damn.
And what you just played is, it's really sickening. It really is sickening.
But people support it because it's all in the past. It's all in the past. But if things in the past equivalent to the things in the present, don't you think he's going to possibly be the same person, if not worse? If you have not learned from your past, I lost train of thought.
Some people don't want to learn. Some people don't want to learn. Some people don't want to change. People don't change unless they see something wrong with their behavior. And I'm going to tell you something, it's like this. When Trump was in office last, the pandemic hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of president did he look like then? Trump is not going to make it 4 years. The Dems are going to impeach him. And this time it will be different. Last time it was stuff like obstruction. This time, not only is it things like war crimes, violating constitutional law, congressional law, he's violated international law. He sat up just the other day and we're talking about Europe and their soldiers not being on the front line with us.
It is. But people are going to learn. People are going to learn. And they said, if you don't learn your history, you're doomed to repeat it. Nazi, we are in a third world country, believe it or not. Believe it.
And why wouldn't people talk about Trump? Why wouldn't people have Trump's name in their mouth? He's commander in chief and he's the one screwing up.
You have to like Trump.
That's only common sense. Some people don't have common sense at all.
Did they have common sense when they were praising Charlie Kirk? Oh, too much for that, huh? Did people have common sense then? Not really, because it's the same old trick bag. Sorry. I mean, what happened to him was tragic, but I can smell a racist. I can smell a racist far away, where I'm sitting. Martin Luther King didn't deserve a holiday. Martin Luther King didn't deserve a statue. What the fuck is you? You taking down Martin Luther King's statue just because we took down Robert E. Lee's statue. Get the fuck out of here. Lisa, I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna wrap this shit up. Yeah.
All right, my dear. Well, thank you for having me.
No, anytime. Even though I was whooping that ass once again, I was trying to. Be.
We'll talk. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. It's the same thing I tell you on the phone.
Oh, God.
I enjoy our discussions, our conversations.
Yeah, I know I'm going to get a mouthful. Yeah, I know.
Well, I think, I really enjoyed it. I mean, you did an awesome job. I'm really kudos to you. Okay, my dear. Bye-bye.
Bye. And that concludes our discussion over here, since people are not too many people are too cowardly to want to have that discussion with, whatever. But overall, it was pretty good. It was pretty goddamn good. So I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. And I'm going to say to this stream in particular, some of you needs to change your views. And you need to change your ways of thinking. What happened was what you just heard, especially for I'm speaking on the lady that's reading the Epstein files. I think you need to get off this gravy train. I think you need to get off his nuts. Trump doesn't give a damn about you. Trump doesn't give a damn about America. Trump doesn't give a damn about anybody but himself. And liberals are coming out of the woodwork and they are saying the exact same thing that I'm saying. Now, they might have bigger following, and that's okay. And that's okay. They have a bigger following. They got people coming in and out, support all day. That's what I'm telling you right now. Support the channel. Bye. We-On-Loc Nation. Boom. But then you have those particular supporters who still support Trump no matter what. I even heard some person today said white supremacy rules the nation. I said, well, if that's the case, then you wouldn't mind if you leave black people and immigrants alone, since you're so the master race. Since you're such the master race, why don't you just leave me and mine alone? And let's compete to see who makes the most money, right? This almost reminds me of Harlem Nights. If anybody has seen Harlem Nights in here, put a 1 in the chat. You know Harlem Nights with Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor? How they was just minding their own affairs, and Ray, played by Richard Pryor, owned his own nightclub, right? Owned his own nightclub. Him and his adopted son, who was played by Eddie Murphy. Quick. They were just owning nightclubs and shit, right? There was downtown, and Bugsy Calhoun was uptown, right? Bugsy Calhoun was complaining that the blacks were doing better than his club was, and it was bugging him, even though he was uptown and Ray's was downtown. So they sent out some people to investigate. This is how I feel that this shit is, right? This is how I feel about this same situation. You're looking into what not only what blacks are doing, but what Hispanics and other people of color are doing. And it ain't looking good for you. So what you do, and blacks are guilty of this too. They'll pick up the phone and they'll dial the number. Excuse me, this person, he's an illegal immigrant. Come get her. Hang up the phone. Next thing you know, their business that they had for so long, they're out of business, and they're at a facility that they've never been to. They're at a place that they had never been to before. You need to go back to your country. I've never been to this country before. Too bad you're in it.
Now you see why Elon has been ball gargling the goddamn Khazarians. They took that fool over to Israel and showed him, nigga, we got your Epstein tapes, bitch. We got your fucking Epstein tapes, Elon, bitch. You better fucking start censoring speech about the Khazarians on X, motherfucker. You understand? And then we saw, I showed you the video about a week or a couple weeks ago, how you can criticize every race on X except for you can ask X to create a picture of a burning flag of every other country except Israel. So now we know why. Because Elon,
white folks kill me with that shit. Why do black people have to be angry all the time? Can anybody answer me that? Why do black people got to be angry all the damn time? Why can't we just be civil? Why can't we just be calm? Why can't we just be happy? I don't get that. I don't get that.
Bitch ass is in these damn files. And then he got the nerve to come out and say, Trump is in the goddamn files. He got the nerve to come out and say, Trump is in the files. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. Take that to the bank. When he got pissed at Trump. You didn't mention your bitch ass was in here, Elon. What happened to that tweet, motherfucker? Where that tweet at, bitch? You didn't say me and Trump is in. Oh, okay. So now we know why Elon has bent the knee and got a ball lodged in his in his throat. Niggas gasping for air with a ball lodged in his throat.
All right, here's another one. In 2004 to 2005, Sir Ivan Wiltzig hosted a party where Jeffrey Epstein, Sammy Sosa, and Donald Trump were in attendance. Patti LaBelle's PR agent stood at the door. At the party, caller met an individual who was approximately 18 to 23 years of age, who was brought from Oklahoma for a modeling job, but then sold to a man in France. Several women were being auctioned, and a woman possibly known as Colette LNU was the madam. A couple of years later, caller saw Colette at the Cheetah.
So you have great armed, what was it called? Trafficking, child trafficking. And you still support this son bitch? Each and every one of you Trump supporters is sick. Very, very sick. But what I think, and this is to me, right? I keep this to myself based on what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking the worst for you. I'm thinking the worst for you all, even you black conservatives. I think the worst of you. But I can't say it on YouTube. And you can say this is from the past and all this other shit. But your past always catches up with you. Catches up to each and every single one of us. I'm a father, so I should know. Jazz, I love your enthusiasm. I really do. And you are right, because people do treat presidents like rock stars. They treated Bill Clinton like he was the first black president of the United States of America. And they treated him as such. What did it get you? 3 strikes, you're out. 3 strikes and you're out. Ugh. Oh, Oh boy. You know what I know? I know that my dick is in your mouth and I need you to swallow the nut that's in it. I don't have time for your bullshit. I just don't have time. I don't have time. I just do not. We're talking about children who have been sold to the highest river, who have been sold, and now they are dirt. Not only are they dirty, but their wounds are no longer, their wounds are affected with all this disease and famine, and you're going to have the nerve to come in my chat and tell me what I know or what I don't know. Gargle my nuts in your mouth and leave me the fuck alone. Because I got 2 kids. And if anyone of any importance would tell you how important a child is once it enters into this world, you're going to have to do your due diligence to see that that child is nurtured, disciplined, protected at all costs. Trump don't give a damn about your kids. He simply does not. He cares about his though. His kids are millionaires. What about you? He did it the dirty way. The same way Fred did him, and the same way that Fred's father did him. And they're both immigrants. Oops.
The club in you.
Now hold up. Don't you disrespect Patti LaBelle. Don't sit up here and say Patti LaBelle was up here doing this shit, nigga. Not Patti LaBelle. All right, I'm out. Stop it. Y'all believe Patti LaBelle was in on this? Patti Lou LaBelle?
I want to show this, and then I'm gonna dip out. It's about the shooting and all this other shit. Oh, I don't have to show it from here. I don't have to show it from here. Okay. Oh, hold on. Nothing of importance. What?
This morning, Tucker Carlson slammed the Trump administration's crackdown on Minneapolis. Yeah, you heard that right. And he also called out the so-called conservatives who are conveniently forgetting about their support for the Second Amendment as they justify the execution of Alex Preddy by Border Patrol agents simply because he was in legal possession of a concealed firearm that he never brandished, that he never threatened anyone with. Now, before I get to the details of what Carlson said in his newsletter about this shooting, Cenk, your 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm super encouraged that now agreement has gone to domestic issues, not just issues of war, Epstein and Israel, but now we're getting some agreements on lower drug prices. Now, even on the core issue of immigration, not to say that we agree on immigration or we agree on ICE overall, but a police state streets is a thing that in the old days we would have just divided up into camps on, and that's still definitely happening to some degree. But here's Tucker Carlson, one of the leaders of the right wing, saying, no, I don't think this is a good idea. So a really interesting development.
So the headline for this newsletter is Alex Preddy's killing was perfect for America's ruling class.
Yes.
And in the piece, Carlson repeatedly calls out the unnecessary chaos that we've been seeing in Minneapolis. Minnesota's ICE situation has once again devolved into chaos. Enraged demonstrators took to the streets shortly after Preddy's death, prompting Tim Walz to deploy his National Guard. He did so for good reason. And by the way, there are some videos that I came across on social media showing National Guard, providing some of the demonstrators with donuts, and those are public servants. When Americans interact with the government, they want to know that the individuals who signed up. Video here. I'm going to go to D4 actually, because this is on Kristi Noem's approval rating. She's, of course, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security.
In July of 2025, it was minus 11 points. It's actually gotten more unpopular now at minus 16 points. I looked at every single poll that has been conducted on Kristi Noem's popularity. Every single one, the net approval rating has been negative. ICE is negative. DHS is negative. As I said at the top, Kate, this has been an absolute political disaster for the President of the United States.
That's right. And look, this is why I can totally understand being furious with the Trump administration. I'm furious with the Trump administration. But what you just saw in that video is how the American people feel about the Trump administration.
American people were already against mass deportations, let alone these mass.
Boy, you better be glad Michigan beat Michigan State. Otherwise, I'll just lose my mind. I'm happy. I'm happy, and I won some money off that. And speaking of money, go ahead and support the channel. $1 or $2 will serve me just great, so I can get me some cookies. Actually, I am kind of hungry. So I think I'll go to Taco Bell and give me a burrito or something. He's already beaten Nixon. Nixon is like, what's going on up in there? Like, what is going on in here?
A opinion and a belief that the protesters are evil and that
Oh, I almost forgot. My bad. All right. I'm going to ask people in this chat, was the shooting of Alex Purdy justified? Yes or no? Immigrants is let's see.
Our CBS News teams have been poring over bystander videos of the deadly shooting of Alex Purdy in Minneapolis. We have to give you a warning. What you're seeing here and about to see is disturbing. Videos show Border Patrol agents pepper spraying Purdy, pushing him to the ground, removing a gun from his waistband before shooting him multiple times as he lies on the ground with his hands above his head. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Skanger has more.
About 2 minutes before the shooting, Alex Purdy is seen arguing with officers. One officer pushes him back, and an individual is detained as Purdy's argument with officers continues. Purdy, holding a cell phone, was allegedly there as an observer to document what was happening. About a minute later, Purdy is seen standing in the street, filming, directing a car past him. An officer then approaches another apparent observer and pushes her. She moves to Purdy and holds him by the waist, and the officer approaches and pushes Purdy. A second woman walks over. The officer pushes her to the ground, then sprays Purdy with a chemical irritant. Purdy raises his hands to block the spray. Purdy and the first woman then move to assist the woman who is knocked down, and the officer continues to spray. Several more officers arrive and drag Purdy onto the ground. An officer in gray reaches into the struggle and comes out holding a gun that appears to match a photo of a gun released by the Department of Homeland Security. In this video, obtained by CBS News, you can clearly see the gun being removed from Purdy's waist by the officer. The first shot is fired about 1 second later. Slowed to a quarter speed, you can see and hear how quickly the shot follows the gun's removal. In another angle, you can see an agent walk.
So the shot was already... So the shot of the gun was already fired. He took the gun out. So he took the gun out already. Took the gun away from him. Shot a shot on the ground. Now that bullet could have skidded up and could have hit someone for his stupidity. But luckily it didn't hit anyone. So, and then this what happens.
As the gun is removed from Purdy's waistband before the agent pulls his own gun and fires at the kneeling Purdy. The officers move away from Purdy as at least one of them continues to fire. Purdy does not appear to be moving. Around 10 shots are fired in total by law enforcement. After approximately 45 seconds, at least one officer eventually moves in and kneels next to Purdy.
Anish.
So you pepper sprayed him once, and you know what? Fuck it. I got a little bit of time. Your favorite hero wants to speak, and your favorite hero wants to justify the shooting. I don't know. I don't know why people want to do the things that they do. Just justify every damn thing. But, ooh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
All right, folks, hell has frozen over. See it. But
of Alex Preddy's shooting knew it just didn't stack up. And the same can be said about many of the arguments put forward to effectively justify his death. This was one of the most popular.
Number one, the Second Amendment is right. I'm not a Second Amendment absolutist. You have the right to carry a weapon to defend yourself, not the privilege. It is a right. Those rights come with restrictions. I think you would understand that more than anyone at this table. One of those restrictions is you have to have your ID and your permit on you. We don't know. Current reports are he didn't have either one of those on, at which point he's not carrying legally.
Fine, that's all, which has also become an unlikely source of contention
in the country.
Tim Miller, it seems to me it's been a very significant 48 hours, actually. Officials were saying on him, but Donald Trump,
most inveterate liar, waved the white flag of surrender.
A program would look like where they actually went after the worst of the worst rather than menacing American citizens and menacing people who are here legally. And I do agree with you that the American people overwhelmingly do not want and do not support a government that murders its own citizens in the street, that unloads a clip and shoots them 10 times, fires 6 bullets into their dead body on the ground, and then lies about them and smears them after they're dead. I think that the vast majority of Americans don't want that. You'll probably be able to find a couple of shills to come on and defend that on this show, but I think the vast majority of Americans say, no, we do not want murderous mass thugs anonymously killing our fellow Americans. And
certainly reflected in the polls. This is just addresses on
that a large part of his win for his administration is something most Americans agree with. And yet here he is now.
Now, the next 2 clips I'm going to show.
Assaulting ICE agent and Second Amendment.
Nice.
Why is Minnesota the only state that's having issues? And then to get on TV and say that a guy is observing the First Amendment and Second Amendment while he's at a protest, assaulting ICE agents, Border Patrol agents. He committed an assault, a felonious assault against the ICE agent. That's how he got into a physical altercation while carrying a firearm without notifying him.
What was the assault? When
the Border Patrol pushed the lady, he went hands on. That is a felony. You cannot do that.
Brandon, here's
is that not a felony crime?
When you say what
it
you
is a
witnessed
felony
was an
crime
assault.
to physically assault.
Brandon, hang on, let me finish. When you say what you witnessed was an assault by Alex Pretty on ICE officers, that is not what I witnessed.
Pierce, because you don't live in America, you've never done law enforcement, you don't understand the law. And with all
I'm in America. I've lived in America on and off for 20 years.
But I'm saying you are not vested in American law enforcement. When you grab somebody like Pretty did with an ICE agent.
How many believe that Pretty grabbed an ICE agent? And if he did, how, where, when, and why? They just want to hurt people. Very interesting. Y'all deal with that.
That is an assault, subject to an arrest. They had every right to take him down to the ground. He had a gun on him knowingly, came with multiple magazines.
But you should agree with that.
But I don't agree with that.
Look, I was debating.
Hang on. Let me finish.
A Border Patrol agent.
Yeah, I will come back. Brandon,
if you want to peacefully protest, you can carry a gun.
Brandon, I spent 20 years working and living in America a lot of the year, right? So I know America very well. I've covered a lot of these stories over the years for CNN, for others, for Fox, for others, everyone, right? So you don't have to slightly patronize me with you're not from these.
I'm not patronizing.
I know America. I have a home. I've owned it. Hang on, Brandon. Let me finish. Let me finish. I've owned a home in Los Angeles for 16 years, okay? So I do understand how law enforcement works in America. I understand what the law is, right? I understand all of these things. But I look at what happens. Immediately you say that if you take a gun to a protest, but that's exactly what I've heard.
When you fight people
Hang on, Brandon. I haven't finished my question. For 20 years, I've battled with the NRA and with the conservative right about this issue of guns in America. And I eventually concluded this is an issue for Americans to resolve amongst yourselves. I respect that. It's your country, your culture, your laws, your guns. However, there is a blazing hypocrisy in this narrative that's been spewed about Alex Pretty, that somehow one of the problems here was he was carrying a gun. He was carrying it legally.
No, the problem is not carrying a gun.
He was carrying it legally. I love that back and forth, right? You could tell that Piers got pissed when Tatum was patronizing about this. Oh, it's just, you know, you're not American. You wouldn't possibly understand. When Piers has that back and forth.
Happens. Things get twisted up. You have the gun get exposed. They yell, gun, gun, gun. He's reaching for his waistband. They think he has a gun. All of that is going to be justification under the law because the perception of the Border Patrol agent that believed that he was armed and dangerous at the time that he fired the shots is going to be justification.
Guess what? That's the same exact nonsense that he said about the lady got shot in the face 3 times. Not Sandra Bland. Who am I thinking? Sonia Massey. When Sonia Massey got hit, Brandon Tatum's white ass was justifying how the cop was scared for his life because the woman was going to allegedly pour the hot bottle of boiling water on the cop, even though there were at least 2 feet apart away from each other. 2 feet apart. But you know what that cop that shot Sonia Massey, you know what he's doing? He's doing 20 years in prison. 20 years in prison. This is the same guy that said he will get away scot-free because what he did was justified. Same thing with this here. Those cops that shot Purdy in the back, I mean, granted, they only have 3 days off. But will they go to trial for it? If the family fights hard enough, they will go to trial and they will win.
I'll put money for anybody on this panel. Just like
they took his gun away. We literally see them take his gun off him, and then they kill him.
That doesn't mean that the Border Patrol agent who shot him saw the gun being removed, Piers.
He did. We've reviewed the footage.
We reviewed the footage.
And there's no evidence that he didn't see it. It was within his eye line. The agent in green has his gun out.
Hey, everybody, it's Tim Miller from The Bulwark. I went back into the Piers Morgan.
They work for us.
They represent us. We pay them. They need to use restraint and de-escalate. Okay, they're here there to...
See, he was injecting himself in... If you're...
Director, acting as director.
But they are trained...
This is... You, Brandon, you would say...
Sprays her with the syringe.
Agent to react, but merely... Police officer, would you have said that there was no threat at all?
It'll be aggravated assault.
And you would have supported executing him.
No,
just like you would have supported.
No, that wouldn't have been justification. That wouldn't have been justification for the ICE agent to react. But merely holding the phone is justification to react.
Who said that it's justified for somebody to spray something? We're talking about a specific incident where a man had a gun. They had a reason to believe that he was
he had a gun in his holster. He was holding a phone. He was holding a phone.
Can we talk about Matthew Kennedy for a second, Piers? I'd like to talk about Matthew Kennedy.
He had a gun on him.
I would too. I would too.
Did he not have a gun on? Have you ever done law enforcement?
What the hell does it have to do with anything? This person is super slow.
Any one of you emasculated men on the thing? Have you ever done law enforcement?
You know,
have you ever?
So when people are not in line with your ideologies, they're not masculine. It's the same little girl argument that I had to deal with months and months ago when a person said that this woman was not qualified. I said, yes, she is. She has the intelligence, and her IQ is above 100. You're not masculine. You're a beta. It's all these things. All the things on the women, and I miss. This is what I miss. I miss old school ass whoopings. You provoke me. Yeah, it's called education. Whenever you say a woman is incapable of this, and this, and she is capable of the lowest of the low, which often a man and a woman are capable of cleaning up their own homes. So she's not capable of being a senator, officer of the laws. They're not capable of doing anything. They're just capable of cooking and cleaning. Well, your IQ is very, very low. Simp, beta, they just need to go back to simple ass whoopings. I miss that. I miss that. Everybody wants you to be logical. That's logical. Logical don't get nothing but a fucking headache. If you just whack somebody just one time, it'll make you feel good. It just makes you feel good. And you got all that adrenaline. You're pumping more adrenaline in you. And for those who have high cholesterol, your cholesterol is used in your body to think you're gonna do some physical shit. And if you don't do anything physical, 72 hours, it becomes bad for you. I can't develop all that cholesterol that's in my body to yap about dumb shit. I just can't do it. But a single fist, just who's the strongest? Remember Fist of the North Star? The strong will survive. Fuck all this talking shit. Oh, I like to meet. I hope he comes to Vegas. I hope he does. I hope he comes to Vegas, and he does some tours or some conventions or whatever they're having. I hope you see him there. I hope I see him there. I hope I see him there. This is ridiculous.
I can feel this one for you. I'm happy to fix it.
Why are they emasculated?
Have you ever had to use force and make a split second decision?
Apparently, Pierce, we're emasculated because we're not bootlickers for ICE agents who want to kill somebody.
You can judge.
Apparently, we're emasculated because we're not in support of six guys jumping on and murdering a nurse.
There's a use of force.
You're a real man, Brandon. You're a real man. You can defend 6 grown men unloading a clip into a nurse.
Hang on. Hang on, please. Hang on. We can't hear you when you all talk at once. Nobody hears any of you. Tim.
First quarter clip is called a magazine.
Yeah. So I have a couple of things on this question of whether I've been.
Yeah, it's time. You're right. Time to wrap this up. And this concludes another episode of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. And don't forget to support the channel. Y'all go ahead and go to sleep because this is making me naughty night. I'm in Vegas too. Who is this? Yep, I am in Vegas. Is this a male or a female am I talking to? Yeah, good night. Is this a male or a female am I talking to? Yeah, it don't matter. I'll figure it out in English. Okay, punch the thing. I enjoyed this too. Hopefully, if I have some updates, on Jasmine or anybody else, I'm gonna report it to you. Okay, but until then, oh, I ain't gonna forget to eat. Until then, y'all have a good night. God bless.